This is a follow-up video regarding 4x4 promotional cards. Originally, it was created in a portrait format, so those cards were tall versus a landscape, which is a flatter, wider card. So this is how do you get to that spot that I've created a 4x4 in portrait. Now I want to have that same format, but just simply in landscape form. So what we can do is go into System Forms, Label Editor. We'll log into here and we'll see that we have that promotional uh, format. And what we want to do is we can go open that or modify that form. And we'll use whatever laser printer we have. And so here it is. We know that it is portrait because it's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. There's our 4.25 wide by 5.5, 5 3/4 tall. So let's do this. Let's do a file, save as, and we're going to save it into, this is where you need to make sure you're sticking it in the right spot. The file save as is going to need to be saved into your TransActPOS server folder. Mine is dash conversions, but yours would be server. And to put it into the reports folder, because that's the default spot. As you see here, that's where that one was. And we're going to name it. Let's do 4x4, 4x4 land. And let's just leave out the hyphens. We'll just keep it simple. Land, as in landscape. All right. So understand that we've created the form. Now, if you go back into here, here being in Transact, we don't see a 4x4 land. So what we'll do is create a new, and my character width may be incorrect, but we're going to find out real quick. 4x4 LAN, yeah, I'm correct. It needs to be short enough. It needs to be 6 characters. So what we can do, let's correct this problem. A couple of ways of doing that. We can go and simply create a new file and call it 4x4LAN. And so we're going to go to Form Editor, Labels. We'll pick that file up again. We'll modify it, and we'll pick the printer. And we're just going to do this time File, Save As. And it's now looking in the correct directory because it is underneath the server reports. That's where we want to be. And we can go in, we're going to just name it. We're going to just be lazy. And I'll just take the D off that. So we'll have the LAN. And we'll close out of this. Sure. Save that. Save that. All right. So now if we come back in, we're going to do new 4x4 LAN. It's 4x4 promo landscape. We're going to pick that value and we'll do OK. Okay, so now we have a 4x4 land, simple enough. Properties. Now if we go to modify, there should be not any prompting for where's your form, because we already have a copy of that form 4x4 LAN in the reports folder. Now, we need to change this into a landscape format. We're going to go up to File, Page Setup, and under Page Setup right here, as I remember, we're going to go to Landscape here, so that changes that. And when we hit OK, this page width changes to what we expect. So there's the 5.5. Again, that 11-inch piece of paper is on its side. So there we go. That gets us in the right approach. Now what I would do is I would probably pick all this up. I'm just using my arrow keys and moving this around just to get this centered on the new format, and up arrow just to move it up. That looks good because we're going to shorten this piece of paper. And then I'm going to I'll click off that. I'll pick up these lower portions and I'm just going to drag those up. And I'm just going to start packing this up because I need about 8.5. So that's 4.25. So I need to scoot all this stuff up. So I'm just going to grab this next section and push it up. Okay. And then I'm getting close. And I can manually move this up just to give me, it's not going to go past that because this needs to be tucked up underneath. I have the opportunity to move it over and I can scoot. There's the bottom edge of that. That's pretty good. And I can scoot this up. Unselect this. I'm holding the shift down and I can click on that image to get the dots off of it. And so this is working independent of the rest of the document. This can come up and it probably scoot to the side. But see, you get the idea here. Is now that we get this up to a point of about there, we should have, I'm just left clicking on that top panel there and moving it out of the way. I should have basically the same imagery that we had before, just moved around. And if I don't like that, I'm going to select the shift. I'm going to click on all those elements and I can pick those elements up and move those around. And aesthetics, you can move that around as needed. So let's do a file save. I'm just going to save it back to that 4x4 LAN. And let's do a close of this. Yeah, I'm going to save that. So that should be fine. So let's go back to POS, file maintenance. We'll log in here, go to the promotion. We come down and choose the canning sale. That's still active. Details, print labels, promotion, and we're going to choose landscape. And we're going to choose so that you can see it. We're going to change this around. We'll use for our instance a PDF print. Let's help the print. And there you have it. You have a landscape version of the original portrait presented to you. Thank you.